Something on your mind you wanna talk about. Slip in Brandon's tub and talk it out. Hot tubs, hot takes. Hot tubs, hot takes tonight. Let's start the show.
Welcome to Hot Tub Hot Takes, the Socratic Soaking Symposium. I'm your host, and today we have a guest. First, middle, and last name.
Middle name, too? Emma Kathleen. Where do I look? Does it not matter?
Me.
Emma Kathleen Stevenson.
REA, I believe we have a take. We're not just here to riff-raff.
There we go. That felt right. Is there anything on that paper?
So your take is that, and correct me if I'm wrong on
Mhm.
the take, because I
Yes.
want to get your semantics right. Because
Okay.
if I'm strawmanning you off the top of the
Couldn't do-
of
yeah.
the talk,
That won't do.
then
No.
that should render me obsolete as an articulator.
Yes.
No, No, I like the word interlocutor. I think we should
What does that mean?
interlocutor. I think it's like a conversationalist.
Oh.
Let's check that.
Yeah, somebody check that.
Your take is laziness is not a real thing.
Yes, I do not think it exists.
Okay, so can you give me you don't have to time it perfectly, but like a
Mhm.
1 to 2 minute opening statement, like you're coming up to
Mhm.
the podium, you're
Yeah, yeah.
presenting your take. Give it to me, and then I can start to
Okay.
analyze from there.
I just don't. I don't think it's a real thing. I think if laziness is a real thing, it is lazy to call someone else's behavior lazy, because there's always something else happening, right? There's a reason for everything. We don't just, our behaviors and actions are always like there's something else going on under the surface, right? And maybe it's just I don't know. I was always like called lazy as a kid, so maybe it's some like weird healing of my inner child that I'm doing right now. But yeah, I don't think it's a real thing.
Do you think it's a healing of your inner child, or do you think it's a repression of what you were once called, and now it's a defense mechanism of what you now no longer want to be called?
Ooh, but like for anybody though, I don't think anybody just doesn't do something out of pure like laziness. Because like, what does that even mean?
Well, there's these Buddhist tenets of sloth and torpor.
Mm-hmm.
Sloth being like a lack of physical energy, and torpor being like a depletion of mental energy. And so my idea would be like you would have one of those two or two of those two,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be. Now you're right that yes, there would be something also under the surface, likely like, oh, they're avoiding something maybe,
Mm-hmm.
but it would be. I would think it would be the inability or the unwillingness to act on a behavior when the behavior is something that your value system would compel you to do otherwise.
Sure. Yeah. But if it's part of your value system though, like if it's part of your value system to complete whatever the behavior is,
Right.
then isn't that more evidence towards the fact that laziness does not exist, because otherwise you would be doing it. So there must be something hindering you, whether that's you're avoiding something or there's some psychological reason why you're not doing something. I'm sorry. I didn't get him. That's right.
Oh, I don't have to address that.
No,
Or
we can just move on.
We can move on from that
Yeah.
outburst.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was a mosquito. I consider myself I got good reflexes. Do you see him?
I've been aware of it the whole time. Do you
Right.
think it's possible to just notice the mosquito and not have to exert
Oh, I'm
your
sorry.
will on it?
I'm sorry. Just let him suck my blood. Is that?
Probably for a little bit.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
enjoy mosquito bites?
I don't enjoy it, but the question becomes, at what point should we just understand that we have like this sweet liquid inside us, you know?
The sweet nectar. Yeah, I guess. Man, to be a mosquito on the shoulder of somebody in a hot tub.
That's exerting their will.
Yeah. I'm exerting my will all over the place right now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let me parse this out. So you're basically suggesting that a concept can't exist if there are other concepts that would be almost like overriding it. So like you're saying that there's no such concept as someone just simply not being willing to act on its own. Like there's got to be these other psychological hindrances that like render such a concept like impossible.
I mean, but like, okay, laziness though, like it's such a surface level concept to me.
I don't
Right?
disagree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where like if we're talking about something like sadness or anger, that's something that's a little bit deeper, right?
So you're not lazy.
No, yeah, I'm not lazy. Yeah,
So right there, I think I just might have caught you in a semantical trap.
you did.
And the reason why I think I just did that was if you use a word in a sentence,
Mm-hmm.
if you could be not lazy,
Mm-hmm.
in duality terms, you could have been lazy. You just spoke laziness into existence by saying that you're not lazy.
Sure. I mean, we can't deny that the word exists in that it's used very commonly, right?
Okay, fair.
It's
So are you using it because I know what it means, but you deny?
yeah. Okay. I should clarify. Maybe laziness doesn't exist in the sense or in the way that we use it now, or that it's most commonly used.
Okay, it's great. So let's parse that out. So how's it
Okay.
most commonly used?
I don't know. I think calling something laziness is in fact lazy,
So
because that's where the conversation stops, right? Like, oh, you're being lazy.
I agree with you.
yeah.
But if you're saying calling something laziness is lazy, then laziness
Then we have to
exists
have
because you've used it
A
as an
definition
adjective.
for it,
Right.
right? That's where the problem comes in.
Right.
So we just need to come up with a new word.
Well, you just used the word, though. You used the word. You said calling something lazy is lazy.
Right.
So when you used that adjective at the end, lazy,
Mm-hmm.
what did you mean?
Well, maybe my use of the word laziness to describe laziness was lazy.
Correct.
Maybe what's a synonym for lazy? I mean, slotherly? No, that's not a word.
I mean, I think apathy is close, but apathy is a noun. Apathy is not an adjective.
And apathy is more like not caring, right?
Yeah.
Whereas,
Which is what I think laziness kind of stems from.
Yeah, not
If
caring.
it does, because I agree with you in that, like, yeah, to call depression laziness or to call, like if you're traumatized and you're traumatized to the point of immobility, like,
Mhm.
obviously it's not laziness.
Right.
But, like, yeah, I do think, like, someone who is apathetic, like a complete, if there's a such thing as, like, a neutral ambivalence or neutral apathy,
Mm-hmm.
not tinged or charged by strong emotionality, that would be laziness.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you think there's anything in, if we just strip away the negative connotation that I think you've given laziness and that
Mhm.
maybe society has given laziness,
Mm-hmm.
like if someone just wants to relax and someone just wants to be,
Mm-hmm.
and someone's like, hey, do you want to come play basketball? And they're like, you know what, I just kind of feel like
Mhm.
vegging out.
Yeah.
Can't that just be a little lazy? Like, can't you just feel a little lazy and have that be?
Well, wouldn't that be two things? Wouldn't that be like being tired or just like not having the energy? Or,
You could still have the energy.
okay. I've never heard, have you ever heard laziness used in a positive context or like positive connotation?
Well, I've heard it used in a neutral connotation.
Okay, yeah, me too.
Okay.
Yeah. But again, there's something behind it. There's got to be in my mind there's like something.
Can't something exist and have something else propel it or perpetuate it?
We're allowed to name something without getting into the detail of what's behind it or what may be causing that state.
Right.
I can agree with that. Sure.
So then it exists.
Yes, sure, it exists in some sense.
Is there anything you'd like to say possibly to the people that are looking at you about where you're left now, having sorted through the concept?
I'm
More of a closing statement.
Yeah. My whole worldview is shattered.
Oh, come on.
Irreparably.
Don't.
I have been proven wrong
No, that's not what this
right
is.
here
I
on
don't
Hot
want
Tub
that.
Hot
I did not-
Takes. I will be thinking about this for the rest of my life.
I've been your host. This has been your guest. We're in a tub, and that's Emma Kathleen.